So then if you also want to take into consideration that you are getting a stipend, so you're getting allowance every month for coffee, because that is what people normally do after school is they go get coffee. That's what I do every day after school. Um, so if you think about it, they give you a pretty large sum of money every month for coffee that costs a mark and a half, so 79 cents. So you can buy a lot of coffee over here if that's what you're into. If not, they have great, okay, the ice cream here, unbelievable, so fantastic. Um, and then other just snacks, and then other things that you could buy. I mean, I found that things are a lot more cheaper, but also just the fact that you will be comfortable living here. There's not a thing that you like will find here that you don't like, or like there's not a thing in another country that you couldn't get used to. So, or something that you will definitely find something that you will love. So just keep that in mind, that there's always something that you will find that you will love. So this is my class. I'm in Treci B, so that's just third A. They don't do freshman, sophomore, junior. They just go do 1, 2, 3, 4. So they say I'm in the fourth grade, so which kind of sounds weird, but just fourth A. So this is my class, all my friends. This is a just a typical grilled sandwich, but it was the most fantastic grilled sandwich I've ever had. And then pita. So pie. Pita means pie. Bosnia and Herzegovina specifically does the best pie ever. And they make everything a pie. So this is called sirnica. Sir is cheese. Little cheese. It's a cheese pie. Burek. Um, I don't know why it's called burek, but it's a meat pie. And depending on where you go, so if you go to Serbia, they're gonna say burek sa sirom. So sir, sirom, burek with cheese. Burek is another word for pie, but depending on where you are culturally, they just say it different. So if you say burek here in Banja Luka, it means pie with meat. But normally you have to specify if you're somewhere else like Serbia or whatever. And if like, and they'll teach you it, obviously. Like that's the first thing I learned was how to order coffee, how to order burek, and I think how to use an ATM. So, and then this is krompirusha, my absolute favorite pie. Krompir is a potato, so it's a potato pie. The best thing ever. And then they have this one, pita sa spinato. So it's spinach and egg pie. They also call it spinatzita, so just like little spinach. I mean, again, with Spanish, you add the itza to make it smaller, and you add something in, I think in Spanish it's ato to make it bigger, but it's ako here to make something bigger. So sirnica, little cheese, sirako, big cheese. But anyway, so then they have pita od bundeve and pita od jabuka. So this is apple pie, pumpkin pie. Um, they do make it two different ways. So this is kind of like cake wise. So they have like the crust, the apple, the crust, best thing ever. But they do it different ways. So I like this way better. It's where they roll it in like phyllo dough. I'm not quite sure how you call it, but it's, and then they put the pumpkin, the sweetened pumpkin inside. It's fantastic. And then they do the same thing with apple pie. So that's my favorite way to eat it. But they make it a lot of different ways here. And there's honestly a pie here that isn't not good. And then other cultural foods that I found in Banja Luka, or just in Bosnia and Herzegovina in general, Srpska salata, like pico de gallo, not spicy, and with cheese, fantastic. Cevapi. You cannot go to the Balkans and not get cevapi. It is this thing called a lepinja. So right here, lepinja, it's the type of bread. Even not with cevapi, it's fantastic. I make sandwiches out of it. The best bread ever. So fluffy, so delicious. But cevapi is a very cultural dish. It's grilled lamb, grilled beef, just grilled meat, and then they put it in a buttery bread with, and then normally they serve it with onions or something. And there's actually sometimes they eat it with yogurt. So, but anyway, best thing ever is cevapi. They have this thing called grach. A lot of kids here don't like grach, but that's because they went their whole life eating grach. It's just bean soup, and then they normally cook it with like a sausage or a meat of some kind. So it's really really nice when it's cold outside and you come home and your mom made a nice warm bowl of grach. It's the best thing ever. And then plasma. So that is it's like a cracker. It's so they call crackers kicks, but it is the best cracker I've ever had, and you can only find it in Bosnia or in Europe. But